Hi everyone, for today's video I am back over on Farm Together 2. I play on PC since the beta launch, and today I'm going to be talking to you about terraforming because on some of my tips and tricks and best recommendation videos that I already have up and running on my YouTube page, I've seen a couple of people ask, how is your farm so flat, Amy? How can we terraform? And honestly, I'm hoping this one will be a biggest explanation. So just for context, before we jump into the video, please drop a like right now, which is the big thumbs up button, and please don't forget to subscribe. I have an entire oh my gosh, what's it called, playlist. I have an entire playlist over on my YouTube page for Farm Together 2, and if you've got specific videos that you want to see, let me know in the comments section. Also, if you have a farm that you want me to look around, maybe make a video and showcase it a bit like a farm tour, then drop a comment and let me know your invitation code, which you can get when you hit escape, and then kind of see this menu in the bottom corner. You'll see the invitation code, you'll see my code here, so feel free to come and have a look at my farm and drop a signature in my guest book if you do. Now, terraforming, you'll see this is my farm. And I kind of have it really organized in terms of fish, crops, flowers, animals, trees, more crops. And I haven't done much with this section of land at the moment. However, this entire farm is unlocked and the whole thing is flat, which means when I drive along, plant all my crops, plant all my flowers, it is 10 times easier. If I just travel to town hall for a second, I do have a second farm unlocked. Not every part of the farm is unlocked, but this is going to be really useful for me to explain what I'm talking about. So if I come over to my second farm and I come over to this section up here, you'll see that if I was to buy this plot of land here, which I'm just going to do for the purpose of this video, it now opens up basically this entire chunk. So from where my mouse is here all the way across here. First time you play Farm Together 2, your land might be like this, where it kind of dips into the ground and then we come on up and then it doesn't, and then it might dip up onto a cliffside. So there are a few things that you're going to want to do. Now you've got two options. You've got a manual version for terraforming, or if you want a quick and easy cheat way, if we go back to the travel town, when you come on over to your buildings, where you will basically purchase buildings, you can purchase for the landscaping agency. Now what this basically is it will have the ability to completely straighten off every single piece of land, whether it's terraformed cliffside or whether it's a sunken ground. It's the entire plot of land though. Anything that is on a cliffside or sunken in will basically just be brought up to the level. So you don't have to delete all your trees maybe that are on a cliffside, because basically this will just flatten that piece of land and those trees will just drop down onto a flat plane. This costs, as you can see here, in diamonds, 2,500. If you do want to do it, you have to hold this down in order for it to be flattened. You don't lose anything. It's important to note, it's kind of scary. I remember the first time that I did it, it was really scary. Also, if you do this and you hold this down, it takes you back to this window. You might think, wait, did it not do it? Like, did I not get a successful message? It does it. It doesn't give you a message like on a pop-up window saying we successfully flattened your land. If I was to do that, however, and I go back to my farm, basically, as you can see kind of from this side upwards here, this was all terraformed up and down, and I flattened it and it's just dropped everything to one level. However, if you want to be creative, because I know some people do like to be creative, if you come on over to the shop, so I hit Q on my keyboard for that, there is this section called terrain. It's the last column, and in here you have 3 options for terraforming. These are the 2 key ones, and then you've got your ramps as well. So you have a hillside height. So what this basically is if I do this, you'll see that I can fly around almost like a drone. Now what it won't do is this won't work if you have something placed down. So my paths, it's not going to work because the paths are in the way. On top of my character or avatar, it's not going to work. If I kind of come down here where these trees are, you basically have to completely delete everything. But then I can just press this and you'll see it starts to build a cliffside like this. And you can be really funky with this design. Now, it automatically will build you a slope up to this cliffside. Now, with a tractor as well, you can just like yoink off the edge of the cliffside and I can come back and I can climb up it as well. The same if I'm running, I just jump down it and then I kind of climb up it automatically. I don't press any buttons on my keyboard for this to do it. It kind of just happens on its own. What you also have though is you have the height slope. So if you want a different style of terraform, and for some reason my farm has just gone really dark, so this is annoying, but you'll see that the circle is pointing upwards with the arrows pointing upwards. This means that when I put this down, the height slope is going to indent upwards. Okay, so I'm going to hit it here and you'll see that the grass has now indented upwards. I'm just going to keep doing it all along here and I'm just kind of going to make a pathway like this and I'm just going to indent it for a second. So now what we've done is we've indented on my land. Now this is really cool because if I just grab some of these paths, just as an example here, and I kind of realized that I just want to recycle them, not move them, because I've just been so into recycling at the moment. But if I try and like just move these up just to show you how it looks, it is an indent and it does work like this. And it does look kind of cool. You can do some really cool designs with this. If I come back here, however, we come back to the height slope. What you can also do is you can decrease an indent. Now to decrease the indent, I'm going to press Z on my keyboard. You'll notice that the arrows now point down, okay, which means that I can create an indent into the ground for this one. Where it's red, something's obscuring the space, therefore I need to delete it, aka my path is basically the obscured item here. But if I come here, I have enough space to begin the indent into the ground. I hit this one and you'll now see I've created a sunken indent into my ground. Again, you can put path, you can fill this with water, you can be as creative as you want with this. If I come on back to the hillside, cliffside, if you have got a cliffside already and you're like, what? You can, first of all, you can build up again, okay? So if I just kind of come here like this, and I'm just going to build this out and try and show you, but you can keep building this cliffside as high as you want. I think I'm going to get obstructed quite a lot here. I'm just going to try and do this as best as I can, but I'm going to struggle. But you can build a double cliffside over here. Now, as far as I know, this is as high as you can go. You can't go any higher. I think you can go 3 levels, actually. I think 3 is the maximum height that you can go. But then you can do really funky, cool things, right? Like, you can use the water, and you can create, like, a water terrain, like waterfall and things. I've seen people do something amazing with this. So there are some really cool things that you can do. But what you can also do is if you don't like the cliffside and you want to get rid of it and you don't want to flatten all your land completely, the same thing. If I hit Z on my keyboard, you'll notice the arrows now point downwards. I can come back over to my cliffside and I can just yoink it and then it gets rid of it. The same for over here. If I just yoink it, I get rid of it. Now, actually, I don't have, oh no, I do have an entranceway to my cliffside here. But what I'm just going to do as an example is now I don't have any slope to get to this, which you might want. You might want to put plants or trees or decorational items on here. That is absolutely fine. But what you can do is if you see here, you can come over and you can put a ramp. But the ramp is just a piece of dirt hillside. It's not like a funky wooden construction looking thing. That is all it is. Now, the most important thing to remember is every time you do this, it costs diamonds, okay? It is costing 10 diamonds each hillside, cliffside, whether it's increase or decrease. The same for the slopes. And then your ramps are 5 diamonds each. So please bear in mind, if you don't have a huge amount of diamonds, this is going to eat away really fast. So make sure you're doing it like the way that you want rather than messing up and keep wasting your diamonds, because it does start to get very, very expensive. But hopefully this video has helped you out. There are so many cool things that you can do. As I've mentioned, this is my invitation code. I think starting point, it's really easy to have a flat island just so that you can grind quests, make money, get diamonds, get ribbons. Once you've then set up and got your whole farm unlocked, or maybe you've unlocked your second farm, that's where you can really start to be creative with terraforming. If you do have an invite code, as I've said, let me know in the comments section. I would love to explore some farms and kind of start to do some like farm tour videos. But thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in another video very soon, but goodbye for now.